All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of A Black Belt Analyzes His Own Match Footage. Still haven't thought of a clever title for this. So my name is Damoon. I'm the jiu-jitsu instructor over here at the 47 BJJ Co-op in Brooklyn. And I've been going through my old matches kind of as a way of letting my students know that even though I'm a black belt now, I was once a white belt too, and I made a lot of the similar mistakes, and they can kind of see my growth and progression. And also just looking at some old white and blue belt footage, maybe we can learn some things for ourselves about how to approach jiu-jitsu, things we can learn from my mistakes, so to speak. So this is the match a lot of us have been waiting for. I entered a heavyweight tournament. This is pretty much towards the end of white belt for me. I've been training for just under a year, I think, maybe 10 months. And I entered blue belt for no-gi at 155, and I entered heavyweight, which was 220 plus for the gi. My first match, I ended up winning. And this match, I believe, is my first loss in competition. Thankfully, I at least survived till overtime, and we might skip the overtime rounds just because they're a little bit, I think it's just me getting smushed, but we can take a look. We'll see how long the video takes. So this gentleman, not as experienced in jiu-jitsu, he might have only had probably less than 6 months and some college wrestling experience, I believe. His coach and I had spoken a little bit after the matches. He was kind of shocked that a lightweight would enter into the heavyweight division. So, but this guy was about 260. I was 155. This is the 30 plus bracket at Good Fight, so it's submission only. I think the standard round was 8 minutes here. And if I recall, I got tossed a lot and ended up just getting smushed on the bottom. I don't think I even had a second on top in this match. But again, I haven't seen this match in a long time, so for all intents and purposes, I'm watching it for the first time with you guys. So let's take a look. All right. Hand fighting, trying to get a little aggressive. He's taking a nice base here. And as I mentioned in my last video, this is probably a horrible idea. And there you go right there. You can see how easily he was able to just move my entire body with just a shuck. And I think we're going to see a lot of that. So this is why, as a smaller person, you don't want to tie up with a bigger person like this. I'd be much better off either shooting for the legs or in another universe, maybe playing guard. So we're just pummeling, hand fighting. He's doing a good job trying to ankle pick. And I framed to push him away. He's very much setting the pace. In prior matches, you saw me. Just want to take a moment to look at this. Kind of pushing the tempo. And if you guys look right here, how I'm using my forehead in the inside of his head, that's kind of my frame there. So it's very difficult for him to put his weight forward. When I have my forehead, I have like inside head position, I guess people would call it. And that allows me to control some of the momentum. It makes it much more difficult for him to put his weight into me, and I can push him around, and you'll see me forcing him a step back here. It's probably a small victory, but he does have a strong overhook there, and 100 pounds. We'll see how this works out. Probably in a bad, if he needs some judo, I'd probably get chucked. And there you go, a simple trip, and yanks me over, and I'm bottom of side control that easily. Doing a pretty good job of staying calm here. He's doing a really good job of keeping heavy on my hips. And he's isolated my, he has not isolated my inside arm. So one thing I did really well here is this arm right here. If you notice, I didn't let it go to the other side of the body here. Right? I've kept it inside, and I'm going 2-on-1 on the far wrist. So he could expose my back, but because I'm kind of almost back to the mat, it's very difficult for him to expose my back, even though my arm is coming across. And if you guys just notice, like, look at my elbow. My elbow's hidden under the body. I haven't taken my arm out. So my hand is able to hand fight here. without giving him like a lever to put me over on my side. I have my knee up over here so that he can't go knee on belly. Even if he wanted to lift his weight, I could recover guard here. It also, with my foot on the floor here, it gives me some resistance to kind of keep pushing my back to the mat. So again, a pretty good defensive posture. But I'm getting smushed.
Good.
Oh, and I'm bringing my shin in. I can't do much with it because his hand is shallow. And he does a good job of pulling it out and just putting his weight on top of me. Again, he's trying to turn me away from him, trying to force my back. I turtle. Defending my neck, trying to defend the back take here. He's really heavy on my upper body, which he can get away with because he's so much larger, but I would prefer his hips being a little bit lower under my belt. And because my hips are free, if you just, let's see if I can get a little bit of an angle. Maybe here's sorry. Maybe this is a good enough angle. His belt, my belt right now, my belt line is probably right here. This is already mid-turn. He was pretty high up on the body, which allowed me to rotate underneath him. And if he would have stayed a little bit lower and would have stayed belt to belt, he would have been able to keep hip pressure, made it very difficult for me to turn to my back, which I get away with right now. And I kind of pull a half guard. But he's still got a strong position. He's got an underhook. And look how I'm fighting to get to my side. I'm using my free leg right now. You can't see it. My foot's over here. I'm using it to try to turn my body in this direction to get off my back. Framing on his leg, framing on his shoulder. All right. He's got a nice crossface and underhook to try to put me down. But even though he's much larger, you can see with proper posture, I can at least buy some time. We'll see how it goes. Trying to get that knee shield in now. Putting my back to the mat. He's keeping his hips away. If he would like put his hips down, probably put a lot more weight on me. I think I've gotten the knee shield into the hip line at this point, which makes it difficult for him to come closer. And we're both pummeling for the underhook. And I definitely have the knee shield here, but he's put me on my back. Just let's pause right here. This is actually a horrible spot for me to be in, but a lot of people don't play this very well. So I think he's focused a lot on the upper body. If he would just take this knee and bring it up and through the middle, he would have an opportunity to go to mount or go for knee slice. Because once my knees are vertical, so let's just do this, like one knee here, they're both pointed towards the ceiling. There's nothing preventing, it's kind of like a goalposts in a football field. There's nothing preventing him from bringing his knee up as a field goal right up the middle. If I was on my side, I could block the hip, but over here, I can't really block the hip. But it looks like he's focused a little bit too much on the upper body. And I'm able to recover, getting back to my side. Man, it's a lot of pressure. He's under the leg here. If you would be, let's talk about this real quick. He's kind of got this like a 90-degree angle. If he would drop these hips against me, again, belt to belt, and bow his body into me kind of like that, he could put a lot more pressure on my body. Right now, his upper body is pretty much doing all the work, and because he's so big, he can get away with it. But he's leaving space between our hips. So you can see all this space underneath us right here. That space I can use to recover, the space I can use to slip. If he would drop into that space, get his belt under my belt, I would be dead. That's a lot of pressure. I get my legs to the side, I sit up, I recover, and I stand up. Again, this is something I talk about a lot with my students. I talked about it in my prior match. If you give me the space to stand up, I'm going to stand up. Even if he can chuck me across the room, I am one step away from getting submitted when we're standing up, as opposed to sitting on my butt and carrying his weight. There's always a chance I can get on top, but I put one more barrier of entry to him getting on top, getting past my guard, and submitting when I'm on my feet. And I make the same mistake. I just walk right in and connect with him instead of thinking about making some distance and an angle. I'm trying to beat him when he's got a huge size advantage, but I just have that dog in me, so to speak. Again, we're grip fighting. He's taller than me. He has a lot more leverage. I'm trying to compensate. I have better head position, putting my weight into him. But because I'm putting so much of my momentum forward, it's very easy for him to drag me around. He's doing a good job, actually, of keeping a defensive posture as well. You can see, I've talked about it before, if you look at the feet, his feet are constantly flat-footed. That means he's got strong base, and if you look at my feet, I'm constantly on my toes because I have to bring my weight forward. And that right there, you can see is the difference in size. Once he gets me moving, if I can't sidestep, he's the one who's pushing me around, definitely. Even though I'm trying to overcompensate by leaning into him. About 4 minutes into the match here. A lot of it's been on the feet, which, considering the size difference, is surprising. Just good base and grip fighting here, I think, has kept me alive for as long as it did. But when we get back down to the mat, I don't think it's going to be pretty. He's got a strong overhook. Yeah, I'm constantly trying to get like an over-under tie with him, and should really be playing lower on the legs. Collar drag doesn't work, end up pulling guard, and we just have kind of a shin ride. Back to half guard with a knee shield. I used to play knee shield a lot as a white belt. Let's talk about that for a moment. So knee shield, I have this top leg parallel to my half guard leg. As a smaller guy, it's a great way of preventing people from passing your guard. There's a few things I don't like about it. So again, he's kind of square. If you guys think of that same shape we talked about before when he was stacking me, he's kind of got like this L shape here. And if he was to bow his hips, kind of like he's doing a cobra stretch into me, my hips would have to carry a lot of weight, and that knee shield starts becoming a liability very quickly. The other thing I'm doing right now is because I'm using the knee shield, you can see that my shoulder here is starting to roll towards the mat here. If I would have this foot on the floor, hip escaping, this shoulder could start rolling into him. I could get on my side, pulling this arm back here, and I'd have a much, much stronger posture. Potentially looking for a butterfly hook with my top foot, but we'll see how it works out. Trying to stuff that inside wrist. I go for a Kimura. Again, probably not a great idea against someone who's almost twice my size. I get my butterfly hook. Let's see if I'm able to elevate it. The look in my eyes says no, I can't. He's locking his own hands up. Getting some elevation. Nope, he just steps out and back to half guard. And I'm getting smushed. But I still have my guard. Now he's doing a good job of flattening my hips. Tries to step over. Keep my hooks in. He's playing much lower now. As I say that, he tripods, he elevates. I'm just trying to keep my frames. I recall at this moment, like in this match, I don't know if it was at this exact moment, thinking about, I have no idea how I'm going to get on top of this guy. Like, how do I sweep this guy? The classic white belt, just going to put your forearm in my throat. Mitigated with a little bit of close guard, some hip action. And, trying to work a cross collar here. Notice that I keep my guard open to keep swiveling my hips, and then I close it whenever I'm trying to attack. At least I'm able to break his posture here a little bit.
Capture your shoulder, Moon.
Going for an Americana in the close guard, which you gotta respect. Like, when there's this big of a size difference, you can't just say, hey, I'm in close guard, it's not gonna work. You gotta give it respect, you gotta defend it. You gotta cut the angle, you gotta break the grip. And I think this is like the last 20 seconds of the match here. They're both huffing and puffing. That's a good sign. I made him work for it at least. Alright, call time. So because this was sub only, if there's no submission, we go into overtime. It doesn't look like the overtime's that long, so maybe we'll just hang on and we'll see how it turns out. So I believe we start in like mount or back, and we go through a rotation of the positions. I think I survived a couple rounds, but it was pretty one-sided if I recall. So he gets to start bottom of mount first, and it's kind of like penalty kicks. We each take turns in the position. He starts bottom of mount, I'm top of mount. I have an opportunity to submit. If I submit him, he has an opportunity to submit me. And if one person wins that exchange, another person doesn't, then that's where it's over.
Moon, you have a grapevine available if you want it.
So I'm playing a very tight mount. I'm trying to hip into him, and you can see it's not very difficult for him. Oh, he gets on his side, and then he just bucks me off. I'm not able to create an attacking opportunity. And I think this is every lightweight's worst nightmare. We're just going to start in mount with a guy who's got over 100 pounds on us. Let's see what we do here. My elbow's in. I'm trying to trap a leg.
Stay safe, dude. Work your way out.
He has got head control. I think I'm looking for an opportunity. Because he grabbed my head, I'm using that left hand. It's free. Can't really defend anything on that side. I think I've got him into half guard on the other side, maybe. Almost. We get our shin in. And we get our half guard.
They're in sudden death now, but it's been...
And I'm not sure when the ref is going to stop it. Scorpion lock. Hopefully it takes his weight off us. You can see with the weight difference, the escape isn't quite as fast. And I get closed guard, and I think that's the reset. Then we go to the back. And I think we're running out of footage here. So it might just be this background, and then we'll call it. And I'm not able to hold him in with my hooks. He just gets to his knees. Shakes me off. That's the end of that. Alright. And the footage, I think, ends here. I think we went to armbar after this, and he was able to escape my armbar, and I wasn't able to escape his. So, lessons learned from rolling with heavyweight. I think I did a pretty good job of keeping my frames and playing a nice defensive posture when I was on bottom. But as you saw, it's you really got to be on point with your grips if you're going to get any kind of sweep or any kind of offense when you're going with someone that's much larger than you, especially from a bottom position. But when I was on my feet, if I would have kept a little bit more distance and tried to shoot low for the ankle, or like a low single, or even just a high crotch, but keeping it on the lower side, maybe I would have had an opportunity to attack a leg, trip him up, and get on top. And who knows what this would have looked like if I was able to tire him out while I was on top and he was on bottom. But that's how it goes. I mean, the advantage from the get is for the larger person when you're on the feet, and which leads itself to being on the bottom, which is again advantageous to the larger person. So it's an uphill battle whenever you go up against people that are larger than yourself. But you always got to think about defense first, no matter where you are. See if you can mitigate some of that, and control the position for as long as you can. Hopefully, the person on top gets a little tired, and you have an opportunity to fight back. I think that's pretty much all I got. This one was a little bit more self-explanatory. I feel like it was just framing. There wasn't any large movements. It was just me getting chucked and smushed for an 8-minute round. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something. If you guys have your own matches you'd like me to take a look at, give us a holler. Check us out at the on Instagram at the 47 BJJ Co-op. And again, this is Demoon, and we'll catch you guys next time. Be well.